19-2017 meeting of the Board of Directors of the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. Would the clerk please call the roll to establish a quorum?
Nick Avdis.
Here.
Tom Barandis.
Here.
Brian Holloway. Cyril Shaw.
Here.
Angelique Ashby. Jeff Harris.
Here.
Rick Jennings.
Here.
Sue Frost. Here. Don Natoli. Howard Schmidt.
Here.
Patrick Kennedy.
Here.
Phil Cerna. We do have a quorum.
Great, and let the record show that Mr. Kona has arrived. And would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting of SAFCA is being broadcast live and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14 and will be re-aired on Saturday, October 21st at 2 p.m. This meeting is also webcast at www.satmetrocable.tv, and streaming video of the board meeting is available on SAFCA's website within 48 hours after the meeting. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should fill out a blue speaker form located on the lectern and bring it to me. When addressing the board, please identify yourself for the record and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. And next is public comment. Is there anyone in the public that would like comment? I have no speaker slips. I see none.
Separate matters. Item 1, resolution number 2017-079, designating the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency's Agency Council or the Executive Director as the designated representative to cast SAFCA votes in the Reclamation District number 1000 Board of Trustees election and directing by motion how those votes are to be cast.
And Vice Chair Avdis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will be recusing myself from this matter.
Thank you.
So noted.
Good afternoon, Chair Kennedy, members of the board. Today we need the board to do 2 items. One, we need the board to direct staff as to how to vote in the RD 1000 elections. And just a little background, there are 4 seats up on the RD 1000 Board of Trustees. They're the land assessment seats, and SAFCA has, and the number in your report is wrong. That was a preliminary number. We've got the final one now. We have 8,989,002 votes. So just that sounds like a lot. There's over 1 billion. There's votes altogether. Put things in perspective a little bit. The city has over 33 million, and the county has over 178 million. So it's still a lot of votes, though. So anyway, it's based on the land assessments, the value of the land that we own that SAFCA owns in Natomas. So what we need to do, 2 things. One, we need the board to direct us how to vote at the elections. We have to go in person on November 7th, and then also pass the resolution giving the authority to cast a vote to either the executive director or agency council, just to make sure we have someone available there. So there's not a specific way that you have to do it. We've given a couple of suggestions and are prepared. According to the ballot, and we double checked with RD 1000 just to make sure, it says we can vote for no more than 4. So what we need from the directors is there's 5 candidates. We need to select no more than 4, and then how to split those votes. So I'll read the names, and we put information in the board report for each one. I'll read the names in alphabetical order by last name. Nick S. Avdis, Christopher M. Burns, David Christoffel, Thomas M. Gilbert, and Deborah G. Jones. So there's a couple of ways that we've included as suggestions in the board report. One, you could just do a motion to direct us how to split. Or two, we do have ballots ready if we want to do individual ballots where each of the directors will cast their vote and direct us how to split those votes. If we have determined if we do it by ballot, we will, under the Brown Act, need to read those. And we do have our staff here ready to do that. And then once we know the top 4, then we'll have to decide a mechanism for how to split the ballots between there. Just as a refresher, there's a few of you that were here in October 2013, which is the last time we did that. At that point, the board decided to do balloting on the first go-around to determine the top 4, and then by motion split the vote evenly among those 4 candidates. So I can go into more detail once a decision's made on the method for how to move forward if we need to.
Okay, we've got a couple of directors who have punched in, but let me, just for clarification, so what you're saying is that if we were to go with the previous process back in 2013, that would be utilizing something that's very similar to the official ballot that's in our packet as attachment 3.
Right, and we have the ballots to hand out, and then we would ask you to put the percent you would want for 1 up to 4 candidates.
As long as the far right column adds up to 100%.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Thank you. Director Harris.
There are 4 candidates spots.
There's 4 spots and 5 candidates.
5 candidates, so we got to eliminate 1.
Director Harris.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion. And the motion would be to select Mr. Johnson as our representative to cast the votes and to support the 4 incumbents equally weighted, 25% each.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Director Harris, thank you for your elegant solution.
You're welcome, Chair.
So do we need to do anything else, or does that cover it? Okay. Great.
They should probably move the resolution.
So, yeah, could
Need to
we
move the resolution
Yeah,
authorizing.
because we need to take it with us. Yeah.
You have to take the resolution.
Right. We have a motion by Director Holloway. Is there a second? Second by Director Jennings. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Next item is the consent matter, which is in order.
There any questions, issues? Anyone want to pull something off? Moved by Director Shaw. Second by Director Harris. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Everything else, so we have the, now we have the Executive Director's Report.
That's correct.
Okay, good
You don't have to
afternoon.
make it nearly as long as we thought
No,
you might.
I don't. I thought I was going to need to stall while they were adding things up.
Right.
So let's see if we can bring that up here. Just a couple items real quick. The President did announce a nomination for the Assistant Secretary of the Army. His name is Mr. Ricky Dale James. He goes by R.D. James. He has been on the Mississippi River Commission. He's a self-employed farmer and civil engineer. And so we'll see how long it takes for that to go through the process there. So hopefully not too long, because we really do need that position in place. Couple items under the state legislation. State Senate Bill 580, which was introduced by Senator Pan on our behalf. What it does is last December, when Congress authorized the additional $1.6 billion in work on the American River Common Features, this gets the state authorization. It makes the state authorization for that same work match what was in that bill. So it was signed into law by the governor on September 26th, so we want to thank Senator Pan for pushing that for us. And then the other piece of legislation that was signed had a provision in it requested by SAFCA that the governor signed on September 30th. As part of that authorization that Congress made last December, we, as the local sponsor, where we widen the Sacramento-Warren bypass at the end is a landfill, Bright landfill, and under the provisions on federal law, the non-federal sponsors are required to take to get those under fee title, and under state law they push that down at the local level. Well, since that's outside our jurisdiction, the SAFCA law, it was unclear whether we could, it's clear we could get easements outside our jurisdiction, but it was unclear if we could own land in fee title. And so this was just a clarification that was included in that. So we now have that, which will allow us to proceed in the bypass. Last Tuesday, we had the JFP completion ceremony, and if you look off on the right, the handsome gentleman on that side there, Vice Chair Advotis, yeah. He did an excellent job representing SAFCA at the ceremony there, so really appreciate that. It had a lot of folks out from DC, and it was a great event there. Just real quickly, since we're completing it now, there's still some cleanup to do, and we'll still be seeing some activity out there for a little while, but I just thought I'd walk you through real quick what has happened on that one since we've finished it. So this is what the rendering looked like before we started. This was what the site looked like before anything got going out there. So we had in January of 2008, we had on the left is Secretary of the Interior Kempthorne, and then Governor Schwarzenegger. That was our ribbon or a kickoff ceremony to get things going. So in 2008, Bureau of Reclamation started work, and they did phases 1 and 2, and included a lot of blasting and moving a lot of material. There you can see started establishing the road down to the bottom of the stilling basin, and then started seeing the formation of the spillway itself. They finished in phases 1 and 2, and then the Corps took over in 2011, and they started excavating the foundation for the the actual dam itself, and started building the gates. And in 2012, 4 years later, we've had a number of ceremonies out there, but we had the ceremony for placing the first concrete. And as they started bringing the concrete up out of the ground and continuing manufacturing the gates up in Vancouver, Washington, which is just outside Oregon, we see the structure coming out. This is 2012. 2013, the places for the gates in the structure, you started seeing them form, just kind of an aerial view of it. Another aerial, water getting early in the drought, so you see the lakes getting lower. And then 2014, we had the big event where they had to bring the gates all the way down from Oregon and Washington, and that created a number of media, a lot of media coverage, and the truck that they had to build special for those. And then again, just the progress along there. Finally, in 2014, the dam itself is in place, and we started excavating upstream and downstream to build the intake and the chute, start the work on lining the walls and the downstream chute. And then we started installing the gates in 2015, and building the cofferdam in 2015, and again, just looking at the overall progress on it. And then 2016, the gates are in and the dam's to the point where we started removing the cofferdam and watering up the gates and finishing up the downstream. Just looking at it there where the gates are watered up and looking at it overall. And then in 2017, we start the testing and a lot of the work on those. And then, so at the ceremony, they unveiled, and this is what the speakers were standing around. This is a facsimile of what a plaque that they're going to put out on on the dam itself, and SAFCA's logo is going to be out there. So when our kids and grandkids and grandkids go out there, they'll see SAFCA's participation. So that's all I had for that. I think it's going to be on the dry side.
Is there a report? Any questions? Okay. Thank you to the Vice Chair for participating in the ceremony. And any other questions of the board? Everything else is receive and file. We're adjourned.